Welcome to Basic, Easy, and Simple English. My name is Jibung Oh, and this is our second class of Grammatical Category. At this time, we are going to think about the case of noun and pronoun. Okay, there are three cases in English. First one, subjective and objective and possessive. Here, we are going to think about subjective case only. Okay, this is subjective and this is objective. We are going to think about this a little bit later. I already have told you that I is the first person singular, we is the first person plural, you second person singular, you second person plural, he first person singular, third person singular, and they the third person plural, she third person singular, they third person plural, it third person singular, they third person plural. So I is first person singular, you second person singular, he, she, and it, they are third person singular. We first person plural, you second person plural, they is the third person plural. Here, these are subjectives, which means they can be subject. These, the objective cases, they cannot be subject at all. I am tired. We are tired. I, singular. We, plural. You are hungry. You are hungry. Singular, plural. He is fast. They are fast. She is pretty. They are pretty. It is cute. They are cute. Okay, first section, first part of the sentence, this is called subject. Only subjective pronouns can be subject. We, you, they, this, they are subjective. Subjective pronouns and plural, only they can be the subject. You cannot use this here in this section. So they are objective cases. So these are subjective pronouns. These are objective pronouns. Look at this. They are subjective pronouns. So you can use them here only. You cannot use them here, or you cannot use them here. Only these subjective pronouns here in subjective. Later, you can use this objective here in objective. Okay, so please don't get confused. Subjective case, subjective for subjective on subject only, objective for objectives only. Here, I, subject, love Jane. Jane is she, right? When she is in objective position, it becomes her. Okay? So Jane is she. She is subjective. And now we need object here. So her. I love Jane or I love her. You cannot say I love she. Why? She is subjective. It has to be here, not here. You like Sam. You subjective. So this one, like Sam. Sam is he, right? But this is objective. So don't use he, use him. You like Sam. You like Sam. Okay? The third one. He plays with his dog. Now, he is third person singular, so we put an S in the verb. He plays with his dog. His dog is it, so use this it here. This it has to come here. This it has to come here because this is subjective and this is objective. Okay, next one is she. She hates cat. She, subjective, so it is here. Catch. The catch will be them. This cannot come here because if you put they, this is subject and this is object section. So instead of using they, you need to use them here. This is objective case. She hates cats. She hates them. So use this here. Next one, it. It is this one, third person singular. So we need an extra S. It bites a stranger. It could be a man or it could be a woman. So let us say man. It bites him. This one, not this one. You cannot say it bites he because this is subjective. Subjective here, right? So here, when you put he here, you have to use him. This one. Okay? The next one, next subject is we. We, this is subjective here. We. Subjective, so use in the subject section. We build a house. A house is a thing, so it's going to be it. Use this here. Okay, this is objective case, and this is objective case. So don't get confused with subjectives and objectives. Okay, before we go to the next page, let us try to narrate or say the words one more time. Okay, these are subjective pronouns. Subjective pronouns. I, first person singular. We, first person plural. You, second person singular. You, second person plural. He, she, it, they are third person singular. They. They are third person plural. Me, us, they are all objective case. So we are going to think about this a little bit later. And this, in a sentence, these are subjectives. So use these words here only. Do not use this here. Please don't. I, we, you, they, she, they, it, they have to come to this section. Okay, and then this will have to come to this section. Okay, let us do some practice. James and I are friends. This is a good starting sentence. James and I always go to school together. Now, you don't have to repeat James and I over and over again, correct? So you don't have to keep repeating James and I, James and I. So here you use James and I once. So this time you have to use a pronoun. Pronoun. What is the pronoun for James and I? Yes, if you have I, it always has to be we. James and I are friends. We always, instead of James and I, we always go to school together. James and I always study together. James and I become, we always study together. James and I, we live near each other. James and I, we plan to go to the same college. Okay, so use pronoun instead of James and I over and over again. My parents took James and me to a mall. Okay, this one we have not studied objective case yet, but this is not I. So by this we can tell that this is objective case. James and me becomes us because us is the objective of we. It's subjective, us is objective. My parents took James and me, us, to a mall. My parents, again, you don't have to repeat my parents over and over again. So instead of my parents, you can use they. My mom, she, my dad, he. She plus he becomes they, right? So they brought James and me. Again, this is not James and me, but us. They bought us an ice cream. James and I were happy. Now, okay, James and I, because of I, we were happy. James and I, we ate the ice cream near a fountain. The fountain, now, a fountain already is here, so you don't have to repeat the fountain instead. So instead, you put it. It was very pretty. James and I, again, we kept sitting next to the fountain. Again, this one, the fountain here is repeated, so you put it instead. Okay, so here, let us read this thing again with the pronouns. James and I are friends. We always go to school together. We always study together. We live near each other. We plan to go to the same college. My parents took James and me to the mall, so we use us here. They bought us an ice cream. James and I were happy. What do you say? Okay, we were happy. We ate the ice cream near a fountain. The fountain again, so we say it was very pretty. We kept sitting next to the fountain for a long time. Okay, now let us move on to, okay, let us think about the objective case. There are three cases in English. Subjective, we just studied this. Objective, we are about to study this. And possessive, we are going to study this a little bit later. Objective case. These are objective pronouns. Objective pronouns. These are subjective pronouns. So they can be subject only. They can be object only. Here, in this sentence, subject, verb, and object. So you use these pronouns here only, and these pronouns you use here only. You cannot use this here. For example, you love I. You cannot say that because the I is the subjective, so it belongs here. Okay? So just remember the subjective in the subject section only, objective in objective section only. Okay? I subject, me object, we subject, us object, you, 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 he, him, they, them, she, her, they, them, it, they, them. You. This is you. Either you or you, right? You love me. Don't say I again. Say use this object in the objective section. Sam likes you. Okay, Sam is he, third person singular, so we put an S. This you is either you or this you. It's not this you because this is subject. They, it could be this, okay, anybody, they, and this is plural. This is subject. Play with it. It is my dog, it. So this it, not this it, okay? Sandy and I hate them. Now, if you have a person or anything with first person singular, it always become we. This we is this. Okay? Sandy and I, we hate them. The cat hate them. It becomes them. We hate them. We hate them. Okay, how about this one? Tom and you. You, if you have you, everything is always you, plural. This you, this you. Tom and you, welcome him. Him is this him. You cannot say he because he is subject. Him, object. So again, this objective pronouns in objective section. Okay, don't get confused. Just remember the subjective pronouns such are I, we, you, that, he, they, she, they, it, they, and these are objective. Me, us, you, him, them, her, them, it, them. So memorize this, subjective and objective. So Sean and he, okay, Sean, he, and he becomes they. This one, they build it, a house or whatever it is, it. This is objective. Okay, again, subjective pronouns in subject section only. Objective pronouns in object section only. Don't get confused. Again, memorize this. Subjective pronouns, we, I, we, you, he, they, she, they, and it, they. And objective pronouns, me, us, you, him, them, her, them, it, them. Okay, let's go to the next page. It's a practice. I love my parents. My parents, right? So this is good starting sentence. My sister Cindy loves my parents. Okay, my parents is being repeated. So my parents is my mom, my dad. So they become them. My sister Cindy loves them. Okay, Cindy is a third person singular. We put S. My brother Sam, again, my brother Sam, the same person, so loves. My parents, again, you don't have to say my parents over and over again. My brother Sam loves them. We all love our parents. Okay, this is our parents is them again. We respect our parents, them. We want to be like our parents, them. They are all objective cases. Okay, now Cindy is my sister. I love Cindy. Now, Cindy is my sister. This is subject. But if you say I love Cindy, this is subject. This is object. You don't have to repeat Cindy over and over again. So say her. I love her. Sam is my brother. I love Sam. Again, Sam is he. So I love him. I love Cindy and Sam. Cindy and Sam, they are already mentioned. Say I love them. My parents love Cindy and Sam too. Okay, my parents, it's a good subject, love Cindy and Sam. We know it is them. They love Cindy, Sam, and me. Now, Cindy and Sam, they become them, but if you have me, it becomes us because I am included. So my parents, they love us. Cindy, Sam, and I, okay, it's a good subject, but they're repeating. So we are their children. Their children. You don't have to say my parents' children. That's why they, our parents, love Cindy, Sam, and me. Okay, us again. Now, this is the last case, which is possessive. There are three cases in English: subjective, objective, and possessive. These are subjective pronouns, and these are objective pronouns. I, me. We, us. You, 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 you. He, him, she, her, it, it. They, them. But possessive pronouns is this: I, me, mine. We, us, ours. Just like this: you, yours, yours. He, him, his, she, her, hers, it, its, they, them, theirs. Okay, I believe you have memorized subjective pronouns, this, and now you have memorized objective pronouns, this. And this time you need to memorize the possessive pronouns, which are this: mine, ours, yours, yours, his, hers, its, and theirs. Okay, look at this. I and we. This is my car. First person, right? Singular. This is mine. Mine means my car. You don't have to say this is my car, this is my car. This is mine. You can say this is mine. This is called possessive. Okay? You, this is our house. Okay. Our house is first person plural, and then this is ours. That is your bag, yours. This is his toy. This is his. This is her toy. This is hers. This is its toy. This is it. Okay, the only difference in the third person singular is her, hers. But his toy becomes his. Its toy becomes its. Their books. These are their books. These are theirs. This is Sam's chair. Now, when you have a name, person's name, just put person's name plus apostrophe S. Okay, before we go to the next page, let us practice just one more time. Okay, now, I becomes mine. We becomes ours. You, yours. Plural you, yours. I'm sorry, yours and yours. He, his, she, hers. It, its, we, ours. You, yours, and they, theirs. Okay? Look, belongs or my can use possessive case. This belongs to Sam. Sam is he, right? So this is his. This belongs to me. That is mine. They belong to you. They are yours. Those belong to Kim. Those are Kim's. I'm sorry. This house belongs to me. Again, this house is mine. The books belong to him. The books are his. The cars belong to Mike. The cars are Mike's. This is my bag. This is mine. That is his bag, book. That is his. Those are their cars. Those are theirs. That is Sandy's toy. That is the whole sentence. That is than this. These are my cars. These are mine. Singular, plural, just the same. This is his notebook. So this is his, or this notebook is his. That's up to you. They are these dishes. So they are either this or they are the dishes are this. Okay, when you have person's name, put a person's name and then apostrophe s. Okay, this is the conclusion of the case. We just studied person and case, and when I come back to you with the gender, I'm going to use these all three together. Maybe we can study number at the same time. So this session will be done by category 3. So when I come back to you, I will just try to bring the conclusion of the grammatical category. So it's going to be session 3. Until then, please keep studying English. And today, have a great day. Bye.